You've probably heard stories about identity theft, credit cards, bank accounts, but what happens when someone steals you? Not just your money, your face, your history, every single thing that makes you you. My twin sister stole my identity, my inheritance, and my future. $5 million vanished overnight. What hurts most? I trusted her with my life. This isn't fiction. This is my life, and the truth is darker than the money. People say twins share a special bond, a connection deeper than anyone else could understand. But nobody tells you what happens when the person who looks exactly like you becomes the one who destroys you. Today, I'm telling a story I stayed silent about for years. Not because I was scared of the law, but because I was scared of what it would reveal about my own family. This story isn't just about money. It's about jealousy, identity, and what happens when love turns into competition. And somewhere in this story is the exact moment I should have walked away forever, but didn't. My sister and I were identical twins. Same face, same voice, same smile, but not the same heart. From the outside, we looked inseparable. From the inside, we were rivals. She needed to be first at everything. Grades, friends, attention. If I won, she would sulk for days. If she won, she made sure I felt it. When I got complimented, she'd interrupt. When I got noticed, she'd outshine. When I found my confidence, she found a way to shrink it. But I never called it hatred. I called it sibling rivalry. I didn't realize hatred can sleep quietly for years before it wakes up hungry. At 22, I landed my dream internship in finance, a life-changing opportunity. I celebrated quietly. I didn't want to make her feel bad again. 2 weeks later, the offer disappeared. Emails vanished. Calls stopped coming. Then the firm called me, saying, "We assumed you weren't interested anymore." Someone replied to them as me. That someone was my sister. She took my opportunity without shame. And when I confronted her, she said, "You'll get another one." I stayed silent. I forgave her. That silence taught her something powerful. She could take from me and I would survive it. And that lesson would later cost me $5 million. Years later, our wealthy aunt passed away unexpectedly. She was private, mysterious, successful. We mourned. Or, at least, I did. 2 months after the funeral, a lawyer called asking, "Why haven't you claimed your inheritance?" I nearly laughed, thinking it was a scam. Then he said, $5 million. My hands went numb. Turns out, my aunt left the money to me. Not both of us. Not the family. Just me. But that money never reached my hands. My twin sister walked into the lawyer's office with MY documents, my signature, my name. She created a fake digital trail months before our aunt died. She planned this. While I was grieving, she was executing. By the time I learned the truth, my bank balance was zero. And hers? $5 million. The betrayal didn't hurt because of the money. It hurt because she had rehearsed being me better than I ever imagined. But the confrontation wasn't loud. It was cold. When I confronted her, she met me with calm. No guilt. No tears. She said, "You were always the favorite. This is just balance." Then came the sentence that broke me. "You never deserved that life anyway." I realized something terrifying in that moment. She never wanted the money. She wanted my identity. The story doesn't stop with her only. Someone else helped her. Someone with access to family records. Someone who benefited from my silence. A relative I trusted signed documents without asking questions. Because protecting the family image mattered more than protecting me. And when I discovered the second inheritance, that's when things escalated. This time, the money was meant for both of us. Equal share. She tried to steal mine again. But this time, I noticed. This time, I fought back. Legal battles. Threats. Silence. Fear. We no longer spoke as sisters. We spoke as enemies. Just when I thought there was nothing left for her to take, the lawyer called again. And what he said next made my entire body go cold. There was another inheritance. This time, not 5 million, not 1 million, but a separate trust, meant to be split equally between both of us. And guess what? She was already trying to move my half. That's when I realized something terrifying. She didn't stop after taking everything. She was still coming for more. But what I discovered next was even worse than the money. While digging through old family records, I found documents that made my heart stop. Legal papers, sealed files, names that didn't make sense. And suddenly, my twin sister's obsession with my life began to make sense. Because according to what I found, we were never meant to have the same future. What my parents hid for years is the real reason this betrayal happened. The family's secret hidden for over 25 years. Why my twin believed my life was hers. Who helped her from inside the family. Because this story doesn't end with money. It ends with the truth about who we really are. If you think this was shocking, what if I told you the reason my twin stole my life wasn't just jealousy? It was something my parents hid for 25 years. And when I uncovered it, everything collapsed. Birth records, hospital documents, adoption forms, names that didn't match, dates that didn't align, and one sentence, stamped in faded ink, that made my knees give out. Child A, biological. Child B, surrogate transfer. That was the moment I realized we were never equal. My twin sister wasn't just my twin. She was my parents' second chance. I was conceived first, naturally. But there were complications. And instead of risking another pregnancy, they implanted a second embryo into my mother. Same birth. Same day. Two completely different beginnings. But one of us was planned. And one of us was protected. And all my life, they never told her the truth. And when she finally learned, it broke something inside her. She didn't find out from our parents. She found out from our aunt, the woman whose money she would later steal. During a heated argument years before her death, our aunt whispered to my sister, "You were never meant to replace her." That sentence haunted her. She began researching, digging, following paper trails. And when she finally confirmed the truth, that I was biologically theirs, and she wasn't, everything changed. The jealousy turned into obsession, and the obsession turned into entitlement. In her mind, I didn't earn my life. I was assigned it. She started saying things like, "You were chosen. You were designed to win." And slowly, she began rewriting reality. In her version, I had stolen her life first. So taking my money, my identity, my future, it wasn't theft. It was revenge. She didn't act alone. The person who helped her was my own mother's brother, my uncle. He handled family records for years. Birth certificates, legal copies, trust transfers. He gave her the documents. He taught her how to access old systems. He showed her how to bypass verification steps. Why? Because he always believed she was treated unfairly. He didn't think he was committing a crime. He thought he was correcting a mistake. When the second inheritance surfaced, the one meant to be split between both of us, she tried again, this time using digital transfers. But I caught it. And for the first time in my life, I didn't stay silent. I froze the accounts, filed a legal challenge, and exposed everything. That's when the threats began. Messages, voicemails, warnings. But I didn't back down. The courtroom was silent. No twins. No sisters. Just two strangers sitting on opposite sides. The evidence was undeniable. Digital forensics, signature analysis, email routing trails, and my uncle's confession. The judge ruled the $5 million was obtained through fraud. Identity theft was confirmed. Conspiracy was proven. She was ordered to return the funds. But here's the twist. She had already spent most of it. Luxury homes, offshore accounts, assets registered in fake names. Only a fraction was ever recovered. She disappeared months after the ruling. No forwarding address. No public records. No messages. The last thing she ever sent me was one sentence. You still don't know what they did to me. To this day, I don't know where she is. But I know she's watching. The money? I could rebuild. But the damage? I lost my family. My identity. My twin. Every mirror reminds me of her. Every success feels stolen. Every failure feels inherited. Sometimes, the people closest to you aren't protecting you. They're competing with you. And sometimes, the people who created you are the same ones who break you. If this story shook you, this channel is for you. Because every story on Unseen Life Drama is about the truths people bury and the secrets that refuse to stay hidden.
Subscribe.
The next story begins soon.